I know I now officially own the entire Resident Evil series that is available on Steam.
There we go. Now I just need to copy paste everybody.
I finally bought Resident Evil 4 2 days ago.
Woo!
Woo! You guys are now the voices of God. How do you feel?
I feel very mystical.
And anyone who heard me say that, just know I've already beat them all on PlayStation. I don't want no shit for having not played Resident Evil 4 yet. No, I've played it. I've beat it. I don't think I achievement hunted it yet, though.
Okay, there's a Zello.
The 3 stages of owning a game. There is the playing it, there is the beating it, and then there is the achievement hunting it.
Oh, I've achievement hunted every Resident Evil except Resident Evil and Resident Evil 0. The 2 that when they did the remasters, they left them tank controls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some crazy shit on there I ain't even going to try to do. I know it would take me... It would drive me through the fucking wall. Not up the wall. It would drive me through the wall. So, I've achievement hunted Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, the original 4, which they ported over to PlayStation 4, Resident Evil 5, 6, I think I still have a little bit to go on 6, but it's almost done. 7 I've beat, including the Madhouse mode and all DLCs. I don't think I've done Revelations and Revelations 2 yet, so I may need to go back and do those. And then I've done Resident Evil Village.
So I tried to play. Is it 2 with Leon Kennedy and at Raccoon City?
Claire.
Yes, so I tried to play the remake of that the last time I did a charity stream like a year ago, and I did not get very far because it was very scary.
Yes, and it is Claire Redfield and Leon S. Kennedy. Leon Scott Kennedy.
I've seen too much of that man's ass on Twitter to respect the S in his name. You're lucky I don't just call him the bottom from Resident Evil.
I'm gonna be honest. I block the people that show his ass. That game is my life. That game is what got me into gaming. I remember sitting in early 2000s and watching my uncle beat Resident Evil 2 Classic on the PS1.
Also, hi, Des.
So...
Hi, I'm not interrupting.
No, that's valid.
I do not fucks around with my Resident Evil. Although I do have Leon on Fortnite and I do make him do stupid dances. That's fun.
As you should.
No, exactly. That's why I was not interrupting, because I was like, he's fanboying appropriately.
Oh no, I'm fangirling.
All right.
I have no chill when it comes to Resident Evil. I fucking love it. Except the fucking movies. Fuck those movies.
The movies? You don't like the movies?
The Paul W.S. Anderson movies? No.
From the early 2000s? Is that
Yes. They do not like them.
Oh, you didn't.
I do not like them,
liked,
Sam. I am.
But I did like them.
You're okay to like them. I don't dislike you for liking them. I just dislike them.
Okay.
And you know what?
Nixie, what
Tell
did
you
you
the truth,
do?
I don't like those movies, and I own them all on Blu-ray.
Okay.
Because they have the Resident Evil title to them.
I know last week was my pick, and that's fine. I will just sit on this for a while. But the Chinese gay anime that I really wanted to show y'all, it is on Crunchyroll.
Oh, nice. What was the anime that I said that I was gonna pick? Because it finally, like the whole season, it finally ended.
Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
You're not here going vroom vroom. Van go vroom vroom. Whose pick is it after? Because this was Zelo's. Because we switched Zelo and I.
Oh, okay.
So who usually goes after me?
Cry. This is my pick.
Yes.
Okay.
Because usually I pick after Zelo, and then we had to flip because he wasn't here. So is it?
Yeah.
Is it your turn, Des? Or is it Nova?
I'm after
No,
you.
because
after
normally
me?
we go in order by how we sit. So it
Oh.
goes me, Nixie, Dez, Zelo,
Okay.
Draco, then me, da 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 da.
So then it is
So it would
Dez's
be
pick
Nova
this
now.
week. No, it's Dez's pick
Or
this
No,
week.
why? What is the obsession of skipping me? Stop it.
It's Dez's pick because it should have been my week, but Zelo and I switched weeks.
Yeah, 'cause-
So now it's Dez's turn.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Sorry. One day you're all
You're
gonna
fine.
pick the anime about you, the slime anime.
Slimy Sakai.
It's actually my pick. Well, Van, you haven't spent the monies for your pick.
I have 32,000 channel points.
I'm 16.
38.
I'm getting close.
Getting close. Where? Wait, what is it? Is it 50?
It's 50.
Mm-hmm.
I have infinite.
Well,
You
you're
don't
logged
count.
in on the fucking channel. The rest of us losers have to view from the outside. We're not trusted with passwords here.
No, but we are trusted with stream keys, apparently.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. I don't know why they
Yeah,
thought
you
that was a good idea. Just come in one day, stream for 5 seconds, and be like, just zoom in and have my model zoomed in into the screen and be like, hi chat, goodbye, and then end stream. Just
All right. Anyways, Devil May Cry, the anime, not the video game.
The new anime. The
New
There
anime.
is already
new
a Devil
anime.
May Cry anime. We're doing the new one.
The
The
Netflix.
original.
Netflix original. I want to say from the beginning, would smash 1,000%. Would
Mhm.
smash.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
absolutely.
white-haired, emotionally unavailable anime man. It's not questionable. Yes, the Johnny Young Bosch one.
Would smash every
Yes.
time.
Gotta mute. You haven't
You
watched
gotta mute
it.
'cause you haven't
Fair.
watched. Okay, that's valid. You know,
That-
it
yeah.
does.
Yeah, fair.
You know what we're missing?
It's really good and it's very new. So I'm not. This one's one I'm not surprised you if people haven't seen it yet. It's.
We're a
God,
little
is it
fake
even a
ahead of the
month old? It
game.
might be just a month old.
Yeah, not even, because I think it came out this month, didn't it?
Or it finished something like that because I think it did episode
think,
releases or weekly releases, right?
Yeah, weekly releases.
No, it did all episodes at once, I believe.
Yes, because I remember my mom binge watched it the day it came out, and then I watched it like 2 days after. So yeah. It was addictive. Mind you, I will be the first person to say I have not played any of the games. I have not watched any of the other anime or movies or whatever else. So like the most that I knew about it were picture frames or like quick little memes of it, but not really anything of it. So it was a learning for me. I kept asking hubby just like, so is this lore accurate? He's like, not yet, not really. Hold on, I'm a little confused by it, but it, like technically yes. At the same time, towards the end is where he was like, oh yeah, this makes sense now.
I
But,
was
yeah.
trying to figure out because the thing that confused me was if this is separate from the video games or it like a retelling of one of the games. Like I didn't know because I also haven't
It
played any
is-
games.
It is an amalgamation.
Okay, because I've seen clips of the games. I knew about like the whole jackpot shot and his love of DDR and stuff like that. But I was like, and you know, he usually does have at least one hot lady companion who's also a badass. But I was like, I thought he knew his brother was alive, and then this whole time of like he didn't know. So it was all I don't know. The thing that I think that confused me the
That's
most was
where-
the episode that was
Uh,
explaining the background of the rabbit. That's
the
where I got
background of
confused.
the rabbit was crisp. Was good.
It just confused me in the because the timeline because it was a throwback. Sorry, my brain isn't working. I understood what they were doing with it. I just like it. We went from like really intense moment to the next episode. Just time to do the rabbit's backstory.
Hey, but I mean, we've mentioned it a couple times with some anime that have really good music, but come on, we got Papa Roach, we got Limp Bizkit, we got Amy Lee.
No,
We've got Nero's
this
Devil
soundtrack-
Trigger. We've got Nero's Devil Trigger song playing on Dante.
Ghost Ship, we got Ghost Ship in this bitch. Like, come on, this soundtrack is so fucking amazing.
no, the soundtrack was
I'd throw
good.
that out there
No,
first.
no, Nixie, put me in my corner.
Okay, I'll put you back in your corner. I was like, why is she so low?
Put me back in my corner. Thank you.
Why are you hiding? He's not gonna come and shoot you, babe. You're not a devil.
I don't. She's an alien. He might get confused.
I
Be
I
fair,
mean,
Alright.
none of us are
It's
human.
all right, Nick. She's just getting short with you.
I mean, he is a himbo. That is for sure.
Oh yes.
Oh,
That man
Oh,
is.
I mean,
I mean, Nova, think about it. He might shoot a shot.
He might shoot a shot and I might let him.
There was that
mean-
episode. This is that one.
Zila, would you smash?
Say it.
Dante?
You know you would.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Say
Yeah, I
it.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Come on. It's Dante.
It's Dante. Okay, so I want to start. I would like to start everything off.
Okay. I do
With-
want to ask real quick, because Des mentioned she hasn't played the game. She doesn't have any backstory. Have either of you played the games or know who Mary is, or Lady, as Dante called her?
No.
Because she's an actual game character.
So I played one of the Devil May Cry games, the one with V in it. I don't know which one that is. But the
fine.
one with so I've played Devil May Cry 5. But I also live with hubby who fucking
Wait.
loves this series, so
No, it might be DMC. Hold on. I might have thought the Roman numeral 5, not.
Van, oh wait, Van muted. Fuck. I was about to say, Van, which one did we play together? The one with co-op.
Here. This is what we type it.
No, I was right. It was Devil May Cry 5. I was
Yeah.
right.
And even then, we didn't finish the whole game. We got to one part, things got buggy, and we kind of just dropped it. But we played that one. But I do live with hubby, who fucking loves this franchise and talks my ear off about it.
Good man.
And I watched the anime with him because he was fucking hyped as shit for it. And he was like, I am doing this homework with you. You are not watching this without me. And I was like, okay.
Wait, but I thought he said that he was watching it with you. So what happened?
We watched it together.
Oh no, you said hubby, not Van. Not Van. Not Van. Not Van.
All right.
Sorry, hubby.
One other thing I want to say, and just because I've seen this all over fucking internet, fuck gatekeeping. I love the video games, and I love this fucking new series. Okay, bite me.
No.
Sorry, the internet was so divided on this anime, and there was a lot of gatekeeping from people who played classic Devil May Cry, and I was so pissed about it.
Wait,
Like,
why are
I
we
played the
gatekeeping?
original games. I own them all. They say you can't be a real, like, there's people out there who say you can't be a real fan, and that this anime, you can't enjoy this anime if you truly love Devil May Cry and shit like that. And they had all their reasons. I'm just saying, get that shit out of here. All right, I love this
But why
series. I love the
though?
original
Why?
games
Why do people hate it?
Right.
What were the
that
reasons?
part.
because it's not.
What was
it's not
the reason?
true- It's not true to the games. Like I said, it's an amalgamation. It has backstories. It has some things that follow what you'll see in the games. Timelines are messed up. Things are different. The way Dante acts is different. Dante is a lot more cold in the games. He's not as
Silly?
comedic.
Oh, but I like
games.
him being goofy.
He's a lot more serious.
That's not what hubby said. In fact, the hubby and we were sitting there watching it, and I was like, you know, this is all swell and all, but like, where is the Dante styling on these motherfuckers? And hubby was sitting there like, right? Like, it is a style slasher game. It is the game series that invented the genre because Dante doesn't give a fuck. He goes and he styles on the demons and he does not have a fuck in the world.
Yeah. So there is a
So the
There's a really cool
seriousness of
fact.
Dante and the grimness of Dante in the anime, at least from what I understand and what I have been told, is actually quite counterintuitive to the Dante in the games.
in the anime. He was had like the jokes and stuff that he made like that's what I'm saying. Like he was a lot more serious in the games.
No, I have a question. So remember, I don't know if you guys remember in that scene where he's like, he messes with the jukebox and he's like, everything's much better with music, like or something along that line, where he's like, I need my music.
Yeah.
It just helps me. Is that an actual Dante thing?
I don't know.
Zilla was thinking.
I don't
You don't know.
remember. I don't.
So what I'm hearing is Zilla needs to do all
know
the
you
Dante
usually have-
games, the Devil May Cry games. He
Devil
needs
May
to,
Cry.
he needs to run them
There
back.
you go.
Here you go.
I do need to run back the originals. I absolutely need to run back the originals.
I was gonna say, like, I have plans to probably play them after watching this anime because I am very intrigued by it. If somebody would like to play with me
Oh, absolutely.
/ coach me.
From
It's-
hubby's reaction to that moment with the jukebox, he was so fucking thrilled. He was like, fuck yeah, that's the Dante I know and love.
That's probably. I know he has music playing. I don't know that he's ever shown an affinity like playing it. I gotta have my music,
But like that
Mm.
attitude, that that
but,
devil
like,
may
one of the big
care
jokes-
attitude is Dante.
one of the big jokes that fucking
Mhm.
hits so well for me comes in that same scene when he's playing the music and he's fighting all the mercenaries and everything, and he disappears and he shows up beside him. He's like, "What are we shooting at?" And he's shooting his guns where he was standing.
That was
Like,
fucking
That
gold.
that's so fucking good. Like
That is
there is
Dante.
this anime shows Dante styling on people and does it lightheartedly enough that it keeps the door open and it doesn't suffocate you because this anime has a lot of fucking dark shit in it.
It is pretty
From-
bleak. His childhood was sad.
From what I
I'm not even talking about his
understand
childhood.
of the
Oh.
storyline of this anime as well is that this is a prequel almost to all of the games. This is before
Yes.
Dante has his company. This is Dante being a free agent, doing what he wants, doesn't really have any attachments, doesn't have his company, like I said. And the government still has its agency taking care of all of the demons instead of at some point in time, from what I understand, the government kind of backs off and is like, okay, Dante has his company. Dante can take care of all the demons. We're just not going to do that anymore. So this is before all of that.
See, I didn't even know he had a company. I knew like because of this again, the noob here. I was just like, oh, he's a rogue. He's a mercenary. He does his own thing. He doesn't need anybody. So what's it called? Him eventually getting a company. It makes sense. I'm assuming because, and we'll probably get into it later. But the whole them taking his necklace was I was like, guys, nobody's gotten it all this time. Do you think they're gonna get it now?
I think the thing that pissed me off the most about this anime was fucking Mary or Lady or whatever. Like, fuck that bitch. I hate her.
Oh my god, thank you. I fucking hate her too. I'm hoping she goes down in the same way that she does in the games because I fucking love her, but I fucking hate her in this anime.
I don't understand how you don't realize you've been brainwashed. like
Heavily on
Yeah.
that part.
like you look around at the world and your fucking vice president is like, get him. And he's just sitting there like, I'm on the same side as you, and you couldn't protect this shit, and I
Like, he's
could.
making plans to go into business with her. Like he's ready. Like, hey, you're with me. Let's stop him. We're on the same side. Let's go after him together. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, our vice president's right. You're too dangerous, bitch. How many times did he save your fucking ass? And he's dangerous.
Which,
That
like, can I just add? Oh, hello, Jinx.
Hi, Jinx.
Hi,
Can I
Jinx.
just add that this might just be a whole like it's a prequel type of thing, but all of Dante's companions and like all of Dante's crew, all of his friends, all of that, they are so heavily anti-establishment, at least in the games, that it's kind of really disappointing that in the end of everything, Lady just turns out and is like, nah, our vice president is right. Like, bitch, you were supposed to be anti-establishment. What the fuck?
Yeah. Hopefully, there's
Well,
personal
then-
growth in the show.
Then you have that scene where she's like, okay, these people help me. Like, she's starting to see, like, okay, maybe not all demons are bad. And she's like, you got to get these people out of here. Do not execute them. Get them back to base. We'll find out what to do with them. They saved my life. I owe them.
No,
Like,
what's
she never
crazy
questions what the fuck happened.
No, she didn't question it. And then the worst
yeah,
part
that
is
dude
the
that you
whole
believe
rabbit
in,
situation.
the dude that you're just blindly following, yeah, he ordered all their executions.
Immediately, without question. And no, but like it's her fault, her genuine fault that the rabbit became. Like it's genuinely just hers. And she's like,
Oh,
she sees it for a second. She's like, oh,
I loved it. I loved watching the realization that she created the monster that she can't beat.
exactly. And I'm just like, bitch.
I will say,
Oh.
I did cry a little bit during the rabbit's backstory. I did.
Oh, no,
I
for
did.
a fact.
I did
It's
cry
really
a little
sad.
bit.
It hit me in the feels. Yes. This anime did such a good job of making him this terroristic character that you're like, fuck, like he's a bad dude, and then you see his backstory, you're like, wait a minute.
Like
Wait,
you're
you
not a
can't do this
you're
to
not
me.
a villain.
Don't
You're
make
a
me
victim.
cry for the dude that I've spent so long hoping for his downfall.
Nah.
Well, I
honestly,
mean, go ahead,
Civil
Des.
society has taught me there are no villains. There's just victims. There are just victims.
From a
My
storytelling,
first.
Nixie
go ahead.
first,
Go ahead. I
then
didn't mean to
Zillow.
I was gonna say from a
I
story,
already said go ahead.
from a storytelling perspective, I thought it was genius because the
Mhm.
best villains that you can get when you tell stories like this are ones that people are forced to relate to, right? Like
Mhm.
people talk about like Joker and Batman, right? Like, oh, you know, the Joker's fucking crazy. He's just fucking crazy. Nobody should relate to the Joker. There are people out there who do, but like nobody should relate to the Joker. But then like you saw like the Joker movie where it came out and there was like, oh, this dude just is like society's fucking failed him. Now he's relatable.
Mhm.
That's fucking art, right? Like this very similar
Yes.
thing. I did not want to relate to that rabbit man. And then they fucking pulled that shit. They pulled the fast one with him doing, you know, the escape into the portal, into the demon world. He's taken in by the very kind, very underprivileged, you know, kind of demon slums community. And he's like, I gotta help him. And what he gets for it instead is watching all of them fucking die because of a very
Of humans.
dark
Just humans.
humans, but also just like the government that these humans are part of, right? Like, the story has to be told in America. I'm sorry. Like,
oh,
there's a
yeah, no,
reason
demons,
it takes
the
place
worst
in
thing
America.
ever.
And that's
It is
because
a very American story, I will say that.
we shoot first, ask questions later here. And, like, especially about things we don't understand that are, like, deemed as dark or macabre, you know? It's, Nova, where are
The
you
way that
going?
I'm scared.
Don't worry about it.
What are you doing
Don't worry
down
about
there?
it.
The way that if aliens, like genuine, like aliens, like Mama Nova level aliens, ever came to the U.S. of A. for unknown reasons, I'm scared because we're not gonna ask questions. It's gonna be an on-site in by like when they're next to the moon kind of nonsense.
I will answer that and say, does if we ever do get visited by aliens that are capable of between solar system travel or even intergalactic travel, they will know without a doubt to not go to the US first. they will go to like fucking Switzerland or Poland or one of those countries first. Probably Switzerland because of Geneva.
I was about to say, we're Team Switz. I'm sorry, that's just usually the same. Ooh.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I appreciated the storytelling, and especially getting a like I. If I'm being honest, there are a lot of villains in a lot of anime that I do not give a fuck about their sad backstory. Like, oh no, they were abused as a child. Like that sucks. So many people out there have been abused as children who don't, become mass murderers. Um, but like
We get therapy.
we get
therapy.
we get therapy. We better ourselves, and just go no contact with the people who abused us. But like, it's I don't know. I appreciated the fact that like yes, the rabbit was abused as a child, and then finds a better place, better comfort, and is raised by these people, like these demons who took him in. No thought, no doubt. Just were like, a human. That's crazy. We love you. Come,
Like,
be our
thing,
friend.
Come here. No, it's really vilified America, very specifically. I enjoyed that fact. I'm like, oh, they are woke in this Netflix series. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yes, please.
I won't even say woke. They just called us on our bullshit. Like,
and I
Yeah.
appreciated
Yeah.
it. But wait, where is Netflix centered at? Where is their thing
I
at?
won't even say.
America.
Well, don't forget this is based on a Japanese
Take of America, like
game. I believe Capcom.
Capcom
It would
is
make sense about
Japanese.
the VP being very.
Yeah, no.
southern.
I said I believe Capcom
Accent.
was actively
Or,
in this,
no.
and I believe Sony
You're-
was actively.
you're talking about the president,
The
babes.
VP, not the vice president. The president.
You said the
was
southern
chunky
accent.
dude.
Yeah, you said
The
with the
southern
southern accent was that's the president.
Wasn't the VP also very southern
No,
accent? Had
no.
a cowboy hat?
No. The
No,
VP
no, the cowboy hat is the
You ever
fucking
played
fat president.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the
All
actual
right.
president of the United States.
The
who
VP
only makes
is
like 2 appearances.
The VP is the guy with
Even
the
the
glasses.
VP says,
who's-
"I'm the one who makes the rules. The president just
Yeah.
does what I say."
basically a puppet.
He
It's-
basically said that. Yeah, exactly. He basically said the president is my puppet.
Yeah,
The VP gives me very strong Washington vibes.
Yeah, so the VP very much is like what is like a quintessential politician. As far as like Americans go for politics, like very much like happy to be in the shadows, like his name is out there, right? Because that's how politics work. You have to have a name for yourself, but at the same time all of his movements are in the shadows. He doesn't want the media scrutiny on him unless he orchestrates it, which is why he's like, oh, we got to pose all these demons for, and that's why they're like, even when the soldiers were like, oh, who killed all these demons? He probably knew it was Dante, not Lady.
He definitely knew
He
it
definitely
was
knew.
Dante.
But he lied to those soldiers' faces. He was like, it was her. And the reason for that is propaganda, right? So, like, it's, I don't know. This was there are multiple villains in this story. And it's no longer about picking a side. It's just kind of like, who's less of an asshole?
Who's
And
It's Dante.
It's Dante. Dante is the least asshole of all the assholes. And he's a good asshole.
Anyway, yes, Capcom was an actual production company on this anime.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
And that's why it was so good.
So, Zillow.
what I was gonna say earlier was
Yes.
when they started doing the rabbit's backstory, I was
He's
a
a
little
frozen asshole.
confused. Because there was that whole scene when Darkcom's going through the apartment complex, and they see all of the trapped like basement and cages and all that, and they're like, he's experimenting on them. So I was very confused when it ended up being the rabbit's backstory, because like he's doing all this to save those people, or well, he's getting revenge now. It's not about saving them. It's about getting the revenge on the people who killed his people.
Yeah, now he's using them.
But
Now he's grabbing people.
I
to
thought
use.
for a second because there was God, I can't remember his name now. There was the morphing
The guy who blew up the building.
demon.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I think not the Michelin Man one, looking one.
Plasma. That's his name. Plasma.
Okay.
Who, when he sees Darkholm, like the vice president gives it, hey, destroy, kill all the demons. You see like his face, and then that next episode is the backstory. I thought it was his backstory. I thought it was going to see how he got Plasma.
Oh.
Because you see that look of just pure horror at what's happening.
Right.
It made sense in the end, but it was just that Plasma had this like look of pure terror, like holy shit, this isn't how this is supposed to happen. And the rabbit they had said is experimenting on those people.
Right.
So that confused me a little bit. After it was all said and done, I thought it was brilliantly done. You kind of see how far he's fallen to get this revenge. It's now his whole reason for being.
I do have a question. So we know there's a human behind the rabbit's mask, right? Right? Experimentation and such. How the fuck did he get that whole time? Was he able to get the rabbit's face to move as if it was alive? It didn't, like, yes, we saw the stitching.
Yeah, he stitched it to his face, like literally pulled string through his face.
I could have sworn
he
just wore
face.
like a mask, not actually.
No. They showed him
when he rips
stitch.
It off, he's ripping it off.
They showed. So when they showed him,
just ripped like apart, not necessarily off of him.
No, when they showed him like putting it all together, they show his hands.
So in the back of his head, that was it. That's why I was like, wait.
Well, they showed his hands were covered in blood, right? So the implication then is, oh shit, this dude just stitched that mask directly onto his, like, skin to skin. You know, like,
directly to the forehead.
Yeah, I mean, when you're that burnt anyways, and like have that much scar tissue, he probably didn't feel it.
I have one question. This one goes to Capcom directly. Hey, what's your guys' obsession with Alice in Wonderland? Like, you use that story in a lot of your stuff.
It's a great fucking story. Don't diss the Alice in Wonderland. It's amazing.
Hey,
think about it. We are Alice in Wonderland.
I thought it was very well done. I thought it was very well done in this anime. I just want to know, like, it is everywhere. Like,
it's just a very common literary device. It's just a literary device. That's it. I wouldn't think too deep on it. It's just a very common literary device.
Nah. We're getting conspiracy in here, Nixie.
There's no.
They're giving a message.
I don't.
A message.
I don't know if I can get conspiracy on it. I just, I want to know. Like, I play a lot of your games. There is a lot of Alice in Wonderland stuff.
Wait, what's happening? Who said it? Lurka. Currently, he's a frozen asshole, and I hope the VP. Oh, okay.
Oh, you hope he eats a whole bag of dicks? So do I.
Yeah.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
I will have to say, in regards to the villain of the anime, at first, hubby and I, we were pretty disgruntled about it because in all of the Devil May Cry games, the villains are always humans, right? So the fact that, like, at the beginning of all of this, we're like, oh, we get this bunny, devil, demon-looking motherfucker, da-da-da-da-da. But then we get the reveal that, no, this guy is actually a human. And then you have that interaction of between him, the bunny guy, and Lady, where Lady is like, oh, no, your brand of insanity and cruelty is just pure human. And he's like, oh, yeah, we can agree on that. Both he and I we looked at each other and we were like, ah, yes, this is the return to form we wanted. Thank you. Thank you.
Also, to go back to answer Zila's questions and more in depth, thanks to some Googling to help me refresh my memory, because it's been a while since I've read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. The main reasons why it's used a lot and referenced a lot is because of reality versus perception that is so prevalent in Alice in Wonderland, right? Like, what is real in that versus what you perceive as a reader and what ends up being the truth in the end is a whole thing, as well as just like the transition from childhood to adulthood throughout the entirety of Alice's adventures. Like, Alice in Wonderland is a great story, but you also have to remember, like, she didn't just have that shit going on in her life, as far as like just that one portion of the book. There's also Alice Through the Looking Glass, which is a sequel where she's older and goes back to Wonderland, and honestly, that one is kind of fucked up. But like,
she witnessed so much shit before she went into that rabbit hole.
yeah, and then there's also like just the spiritual quest and aspect of it all, of like finding your peace with yourself and whatever maker you believe you have. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I would say the references that are used specifically in Devil May Cry just from watching this anime alone are definitely going to be the reality versus perception thing of showing like, oh, what, like the humans being the real demons, right? In these stories, as well as I think the transition periods from like the growing period, right? Like Dante is kind of childish. I imagine as the series goes forward, because it's very clear we're going to get a season 2, that we'll see that transition from being a little less childish to that harder Dante that you see in the games, and get more into a much more adult sounding Dante.
Well, you see it a little bit, right? When he discovers that his brother is still alive.
No, he's a grown ass man. I'm just saying, like, he's also a grown ass man with no responsibility to anything right now. Until,
no, that's what I mean. It's
yeah,
like
until
you
his
see
brother's
that
mentioned.
brisk moment is just like, oh, hold on, wait, cut the ha-has. The fuck you mean my brother's alive? The fuck you mean? Nope, that's my sole mission now. Now I have a mission. Now I have a purpose. And plus because he mentally was traumatized, thinking his brother and mother had died at a very young age. He was like, it's like mentally, he needed fucking therapy, but he was stuck in kid mode. He didn't get the chance to grow up. Like, he grew up, but he didn't have a childhood. If
Yeah.
you want.
No,
Okay.
it stunted his maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that whole thing is like, because I live with somebody who has a master's in psychology. That whole thing is probably enough to have given Dante some dissociative identity disorder.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would not fault homie for having dissociative identity disorder in those situations.
No.
Or the
bang, bang, pull the devil trigger.
or lady for that matter. She probably should have some dissociative identity disorder. Instead, her brain didn't do that, and now she's the way she is. And I want her to die.
Yeah.
In the game. And in the anime.
Just because Nova talked a little bit about villains and stuff in this, just to give you guys an idea of, I played the original games. One of the issues they have is, like I said, like the story's kind of an amalgamation. So one of the enemies that appears in the anime, which is supposed to be a prequel, is Cavalier Angelo, the big sworded demon.
Yes, Lady did have heterochromia.
She did. In the games, Lurka, yes, she did. Hubby kind of went on a deep dive while we were watching and like pulled up a bunch of Google pictures. At first, she's introduced with a pair of sunglasses, so you don't fucking get to see her eyes. But then he kept digging, and yes, she does have heterochromia in the games. You just have to like zoom in on her to actually fucking see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cavalier Angelo appeared in Devil May Cry 5, which Dante originally met Lady in the games in Devil May Cry 3, which was a prequel to the first game. So one of the issues is he's meeting Lady for the first time in this anime, but there's an enemy that doesn't appear until he should have already known lady. It's just to give you a little insight into one of the things that they don't like is that you have enemies that he's not supposed to see yet, basically.
This is my
Which
Okay.
I don't mind. I would rather them do their own thing as long as they're going to tell a compelling story and do it right, than rehash every rehash
the games.
the games. Yeah. The
Which,
best
like,
way,
I
my
can-
uncle, when I watched this anime with him, the best
Mhm.
way he put it was you play a game to feel and be that character. So if they want to tell their own story that's not in the game, or tell a story that doesn't align with the game, that's fine because you still have the game. But you have to do it right.
Fair. But one thing that bugged me about this anime that is different from the games that I feel wasn't a necessary difference. Like, it was a necessary difference for the story that they wanted to tell with the jackrabbit and all of that kind of stuff. In the games, generally speaking, the like quote unquote good demons and the refugee demons, like those don't exist. Typically, all of the demons that come to Earth through the portals, they're just sadistic son of a bitches. They are demons.
Right.
So when the whole storyline of the refugee demons started coming up, I was sitting there and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, we already have like 5 different ways with this specific set of circumstances in this world that we can make the humans the bad guys. Why do we need to add this addition to the lore of Devil May Cry that was never there before? In none of the Devil May Cry games do we ever see
Tell you,
demons
but it's a
that
reach.
are non-combatants, that are strictly civilian, peaceful, like that's not in the
Don't let
games.
It's simply the only reason I can give you is because I think honestly they were trying to get a little political, and without outright coming to like saying it out loud. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So like that's
No, they said it
the
out pretty out
only
loud.
reason.
They
said
said it
but they
pretty
literally-
loudly.
They said it
It's-
loudly undercover so that they can't necessarily get in trouble for how they said it. Oh, you're gonna sue me, or whoever's gonna sue who for imaginary characters for demons.
Does he? They,
I know, but you know what I'm saying.
They
You don't
made the
understand in
puppet president a Texan with a cowboy hat and everything.
Yeah, that part. But then the whole killing of a certain race.
This whole anime
Humans?
is commentary on one genocide. All right, we're not gonna beat around the bush. Just fucking say it. It's commentary on genocide, and it's very clear that the president that they have in this anime is an allegory of both Trump and George W. Bush. The second George Bush, not the first one, because the first one I wasn't alive for, but the second one,
Yes,
when
but
we
they're
look
the
back
same
at his comments he
who-
made, were kind of silly, and he was not the most smart president we've ever had. All right, but like,
Yeah. But
all
that's the
that
thing, it's
aside,
like,
it's
you
yeah.
know damn well that on all like a lot of platforms, all of the whole genocide that's happening on the other side of the world right now, most of it's being muted. Like you
Yeah.
have to go around certain tunnelways. So if they did it on a TV show,
But I
they
would
they could suffer some issues.
I
like
would say
themselves.
I don't think this is a commentary on any specific genocide. I think it's a commentary on genocide general. Does that make sense? I think it's a commentary
Yes.
just on like demonizing people that are different from oneself, and not
Yes.
like
Mm.
Very
like
much so.
if they wanted to say free Palestine, they would have just come out right and said that, you know. But I don't know. For me, I think the reason why they showed these demons isn't just to comment on genocide. I think it's also to, again, I think they're more so playing the part of explaining how you got like the super powerful demons, because remember the rabbit experimented on them, and fundamentally
Yes.
changed their DNA. And I think
Right.
like that's part of it. It's like, oh, he started off as this good guy and he's this super smart inventor and all he wants to do is help better the lives of demons and humans, right? But, you know, the second humanity really fucked him over, he's like, all right, I'm fixing demons, and I'm not just gonna do it an ethical way. I gotta do this shit the human way, because that's what they're doing. And,
Yeah,
Fire
but
with fire.
like I said, I understand why they did it to tell this specific story with the jackrabbit and all of the experimentation and all of that kind of stuff. But if we're also going to take a dive into like the political commentary of Devil May Cry, they already do a good chunk of political commentary in the games through the corruption of religion, which I also feel is kind of really fucking pressing for the present.
yeah.
Yes.
Conclave,
So-
baby, conclave!
Why take why take a story that already has plenty of political commentary, plenty of commentary on the human condition overall, and add something to its lore that never really needed to be there? Devil May Cry already has a bunch of material to run a whole slew of different stories and still have the same amount of political punch and commentary. The Devil May Cry series is not a clean one. It is a very dark, very gritty series. Dante just has a Devil May Care attitude and is
Very
styling
true.
on these bitches.
Now, now here's the thing, right? I know that obviously this is the question I have. I have a question and part statement. So depending on when they started animating and when they wrote the script, it had to be before the inauguration, right? Before January. I'm assuming before November, because I don't know how long animation takes since they dropped the whole series, all eight. Is it 8 episodes? Yes.
Yeah.
About
It's
8
episodes.
episodes. Yeah, so that's a good. At least, I'm assuming it takes longer than a week to animate an episode. So, you know what I mean. It's just like depending on the time frame that they needed is how long ago that whatever political topics they were probably thinking about. Now, it's a little bit more chaotic than then, but
I think thinking about it in that way,
mhm.
they're not going after just one
No, not one thing. They
No.
just use that as an
political
example.
entity. It's just the mannerisms that they copied. So
Yes.
I don't.
But
I don't
answer me
think-
this, Zillow. As our resident Devil May Cry super fanboy, answer me this. Do the demon refugees, does that really fit with the
Devil.
Devil.
devil?
The
Does that
demons
really
may cry too.
they all may cry. Does that really fit with the whole DMC atmosphere? Does that even fit with everything that we've ever gotten from these games? Because obviously my opinion is no, but like, what is your opinion on this?
Yeah. No. And the reason being is that Dante is a bounty hunter. Like his whole job, like there's never like there's stories and stuff they tell and how one demon is working for another and how Dante ends up saving the world. But usually Dante is hired to exterminate demons. There's nothing else. That's how the game starts. He's hired to exterminate this demon. That's his job. That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I get why they did it for the anime.
Mm-hmm.
Going into season 2, they had to set up the next bad guy, and instead of doing another demon, which I will say, they showed you Virgil. If you've
They
seen
did
the
show
anime, you
Virgil.
know they show you Virgil.
Oh,
We
by the way,
God, I
saw
cannot wait for Virgil.
Hmm.
I cannot fucking wait for Virgil.
And the line, his line, Zelo. He is the
Oh.
storm that is coming.
Yes, I fucking love Virgil. Anyway, no, but I get that those refugees were the backstory for the White Rabbit,
Mhm.
and they were a tool put in the anime. So you get the backstory. You know, you see lady show up, try to save them. They are also a tool used so that you know
Mhm.
that
So
the
that we
VP,
know.
like you already know he's not a good guy. This is
Yes.
to show you that he's not a gray character. He is a dark character. He is someone you were supposed to hate. He is somebody you were supposed to despise and just pray for their downfall.
Right.
Now, as Nova asked though, do I think it aligns with the Devil May Cry games? No. Dante's job is to exterminate demons. That is what he does. That is what he's hired to do. There's usually there's characters and stuff in the games. I don't want to get too much into it because obviously this being a prequel series is kind of graying the lines between where games start and end.
Mhm.
I don't know what they're going to show in future seasons.
Right.
I do.
Okay.
While I had the floor, I want to touch on one thing because somebody mentioned White Rabbit creating the powerful demons. Not technically. There is a demon that you hear about. I don't think they showed too much of him, maybe just a little bit, and explained his backstory. But like Cavalier Angelo is a creation of Mundus, the king of hell.
Is that the one that got his head
So
chopped
those
off? No. What's his name?
Cavalier Mundus or no, are you talking about Mundus or Cavalier Angelo?
The I'm talking about the demon who got at the end when he was fighting Dante and the portal closed on his head.
Oh yeah, that was Cavalier Angelo.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
just to throw that out there, like those demons weren't necessarily creations of the White Rabbit. The White Rabbit experimented on demons, but those powerful ones weren't necessarily his creation. Mundus created Cavalier Angelo.
I have been requested by hubby to ask Zelo something.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
Um,
again.
Hubby would like to ask what Zelo thinks of Virgil's devil trigger that we saw.
I don't want to talk about Virgil yet. I want to see how they do him. So far, no, don't get me wrong. I'm fucking hyped. Okay, I am hyped as shit.
He doesn't want to talk about Virgil yet.
I am so like you said, the line, the devil trigger, what you see of him. I am so fucking excited. But
So
I don't
you liked
want
the
to
devil
get,
trigger?
I'm
Trigger.
yeah, I like trigger. I like the devil trigger. I liked it. I liked everything it did with Virgil. I am trying to control my expectations because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself just based on a little bit we saw of Virgil and be let down completely.
I mean, Netflix does have
Because
that ability sometimes.
They tend, because they do the full series release, they tend to rush things sometimes. Right now, yes, I like the Devil Trigger. I think everything they did with Virgil was perfect for a setup for season 2. I cannot wait. But I am controlling my emotions right now because I know that Netflix tends to rush these things because they do whole season drops.
Zelo, I
So I
need
like
you to
it.
know that
I'm
you have
scared.
disappointed hubby.
Oh.
Why?
Hubby,
Did you not like it?
hubby
wanted to
fucking hates it.
fangirl? Oh.
Hubby fucking hates it, and I'm
that's
gonna
all right.
drop.
I understand.
I'm gonna drop some pictures in the Project UwU so that you guys can see the comparison of what it looks like in the anime versus what it looks like in the games.
Okay.
Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So that's what it looks like in the anime, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Which picture do you
And that's like when
Doesn't it
he's like
have to be the opposite
full
color?
devil, right?
This one? Copy. Okay. And then this is the devil trigger from Devil May Cry 5.
Yes, I completely
As
understand
hubby-
why he doesn't like it. I'm
As hubby
okay with.
explained it to me, is that it is supposed to be like the devil trigger for Virgil and Dante are supposed to be the same, except they're like color swaps because they're both the sons of Sparta. So they're supposed to be relatively reminiscent and similar to Sparta himself. Sparta.
I have a question. Is his sword inside his body?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, wait, this for a second it seemed AI. You know when AI tries to do something and it gets wonky. I thought, okay, that's odd, but okay.
Hold on, I'm looking something up. Because I will say, personally, I think anime Virgil demon form hotter than game.
Well,
That-
okay,
That
if
fuck
it's a
ass
concept-
like chrome on his head. If you remove that, I'd be like, all right. But like the weird dinosaur looking ass
Hold on,
thing.
I'm gonna
Wait,
try to find
Nikki.
something real quick.
you watched the whole show, right?
Yeah,
Dante, when he's in his red form, that's what Virgil's supposed to look like, but blue.
right.
So
No,
would you
hold on.
So at that point, what do you think about Dante's version?
Dante's version, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just saying, like smashability wise, from these two pictures alone, like if they made
Well, yeah,
Virgil's
the big hunky looking dude in a normal looking outfit, yeah.
Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to figure out because honestly, when Nova sent the picture of the anime, it reminded me of the fucking aliens from the Voltron Netflix series. So I'm trying to figure out were they animated by the same studio or not.
Nova, I need you to show hubby pictures of Nello Angelo.
They were. They were both animated by Studio
He is
Mirrors.
gone.
So that makes sense.
Oh,
You disappointed him
Okay,
so
well,
badly he walked out the
no.
door.
no.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I need you to show him pictures of Nello Angelo. Because that
Okay.
is the Virgil we're seeing in the anime. Nello Angelo, which is Virgil's
Nello.
alias.
Angelo. Okay.
Let me pull up a
I'm going to
picture.
send one so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Yes, please.
If I can find a good
We
one
would
from the
like to
game.
see- Chat would like to see, but they're not allowed to see. They can't have fun. You guys have to sit here and hear our reactions.
Okay. So the same studio that did Devil May Cry did Voltron. And I'm about to send a picture of a Voltron alien and tell me it's not just Virgil. or like that they didn't do very similar. It's not super similar, but it reads similarly. I'm trying to find there's like one that looks very similar to Virgil.
Here, Nova. This is a picture of Nello Angelo, which is alias of Virgil.
Okay. I will
Send it
show you.
smaller. Wood smash. Anyways,
You know what I really, really need in my life?
mhm.
I need a Project UwU podcast special episode where it is Jinx, Draco, Zelo, and Hubby.
And
I
Let the
need that.
inner nerd just come out. Just
I'll
start
volunteer
jumping all over the
Eidolon
floor.
for it too.
Yes. And I need you guys to talk about an anime that you all really know and love so I can just see you guys get feral with one
I
another.
feel like that would be exactly Solo Leveling, and I'm not giving them that.
Eidolon hasn't watched Solo Leveling, but I can tell you he is very passionate about Jujutsu Kaisen, which is an anime Nova says she'll never watch. So I can give them that.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
I love Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
I don't know what your beef
Hubby
is with
fucking
it.
hates Jujutsu Kaisen.
Do
Like
you
it,
So-
don't get me
do you
wrong,
like
I'm
it
not
though,
obsessed with
Nova?
it, though.
I don't really have an opinion of Jujutsu Kaisen. Just what I've seen of it doesn't really interest me, and I don't want to
Look, Hubby
give it
popped
my
up.
time.
That's fair.
Do Eidolon and Zero like
So-
Code Geass?
Just-
Eidolon's never watched Code
just-
Geass.
Remind-
Eidolon needs to
remind
watch
hubby-
Code Geass.
Remind
again,
hubby
Zero?
that what we're seeing, again, this comes back to the timeline thing, like where they're mixing timelines here. Remind hubby that what we're seeing is okay. So just remember
I
that
am.
Virgil, since you're here, I'm gonna talk to you directly. Virgil is Neo Angelo, which is who we're seeing in the anime, who is enslaved, brainwashed, whatever you want to call it, by Mundus.
So it's
So
not
we're
his
not
devil
seeing-
trigger form that we saw.
We're not necessarily seeing Virgil's devil trigger. We're seeing Nello Angelo, who is Virgil under Mundus's control.
So he's just wearing a suit. He's just wearing a suit. It's based a knight in shining armor kind of thing. He said that's fair for Gore about that.
That's all right.
Not the
Sorry, that's all I'm
Forgore. Also, I told Eidolon to get into chat if he's available.
Oh yes,
Yes. So
yes. I need Des, get Jinx in chat. Get Jinx in chat.
Baby, get in chat real quick,
so
please.
because a lot of shit
Everybody here.
was already spoiled for the games, I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
Talking about the Devil May Cry as well.
The birth of in the game, the birth of Nello Angelo is that Virgil's defeated. He gets sent to hell. He goes to fight Mundus to prove that he is stronger than his father, and Mundus overpowers him and basically tortures him, breaks his will, and enslaves him. So that's the Virgil we're seeing. Is that's
Okay.
already happened. That's why this is important to the story.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Wait, do you see that in the game? Wait, do you see that happen in the game, or is that just something that happens off screen entirely?
Yeah, that is something in the.
Okay.
It would be DMC 2, yes, because I don't think Virgil appeared in DMC 1 if I remember correctly. It was DMC 2 when they first meet, and Dante beats him. And then DMC 3 was the prequel, which came before the first game. Technically, if you go to play the DMC games in chronological order, you have to play DMC 3 first before the first one.
Okay, I see a Jinx in chat. I see a hubby in chat. Okay, we just need Eidolon to get in here, and Draco, but Draco can be part of this conversation.
Eidolon
after.
is
He
he's
said he's
on his
almost
way.
back.
There is Eidolon. There is Eidolon. Okay, there's a Jinx. There is a hubby. There is a Zelo. There is an Eidolon. I need you boys to get together and agree on an anime that you all have seen, that you all know, that you all love, so that we can have you guys on as a special Project UwU podcast, and I need to see you guys go feral on one another.
Are you guys fan of Resident Evil? Because we could do the
And then you'll fuck afterwards.
Resident Evil Netflix series.
And
Oh,
then-
Hunter x Hunter, that's right. You do love Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter
I
x-
totally forgot.
Oh.
Hunter x Hunter is Eidolon's shit. I suggested JJK, but that had some mixed results.
Look at Hubby. They're all acting up already.
Not the Jinx with the fucking legs crossed.
Like, tell me more.
Hubby asks, y'all have a fondness for Steins Gate, mayhaps?
Never seen
That's what I was
Steins
saying.
Gate.
Hunter x Hunter, Steins Gate.
Hubby, absolutely. Like, so here are like I
Did
feel
you
the
watch?
top
Yes,
threes for
absolutely watch Steins Gate.
the top three for Hubby is One Piece, Steins Gate, and Code Geass.
Eidolon, I can tell you, is not going to be on board for One Piece because he
No.
barely watches vicariously through me, and I'm struggling. So
I would never expect Eidolon to be on that ish.
Hubby is my hubby is I
so
think, up
long,
to date.
yeah.
on One Piece?
Attack on Titan is another one, right, Eidolon, that you know a lot, I think you really like. He gets mad when I look at spoilers of it, anyways.
Attack on Titan? Oh.
I wonder what
He gets
Steins
mad
would
because
do.
I know things about Attack on Titan that I shouldn't, because I've only ever seen like 1.5 seasons.
Attack on Titan episode 1. When? It's a mini series. We'd have to do like a 4-part, 1 per season.
It's slow burn, though, just warning, the first half is slow, but it splits at the midpoint.
It's so worth it though. The slow burn is slow, but
Pookie,
I
what
have
else?
to admit, I have not finished Steins Gate. I have tried. Hubby has sat me down
0.
to watch it like 5 times now. We always get to like the end of like season 1 or like halfway through it, and Nova drops it in the first half every time I do. I really, really do. I feel bad. I feel really bad because I know it is a masterpiece of an anime.
Oh yeah, Death Parade. Death Parade's so good, and that's like a short and
Ooh.
sweet one. Yeah, Death Parade. We watched that. That was good. There's probably more.
Death Parade is so good.
Didn't you? Did you watch Tokyo Revengers? Refresh me, Pookie.
I just really want to see our men get feral with one another. That's just what I want to see.
All right, then
That's
instead
what
of
I need.
instead of having them talk about one anime, I think they need to make the ultimate tier list and then duke it out. They need to duke it out that way. They need to make the ultimate man anime tier
do like
list.
ultimate? All right, I'm down to do it.
Because you know Draco's gonna throw like Hajime no Ippo in, and then like
So you don't understand.
then there's gonna be a big fight about that.
Feral. Talking about how can you put this over that? The fuck you mean? And then it's gonna be 4 hours of that. It's not even gonna be 2 hours. No, 4 hours is the minimum.
Honestly, I could see Eidolon agreeing to like JJK not being in the S tier after it gets to like, because he's read the manga, so he knows the whole story. But like for me, the anime is very good, but apparently it gets real bad soon. Yep.
Listen, I'm just sad because I know one true fact, but I haven't read the manga.
I mean,
at all.
Eidolon.
I know one true fact, and it makes me sad.
If I'm mistaken, let me know. But didn't the creator of JJK, because of how the anime is going, and people found shit out, didn't they get death threats?
To be fair, Gege Akutami was forced to write JJK because he like came up with this one-shot like mini thing, and then
Probably.
his management company was like, "This is really good. You should continue this." And Gojo was originally in that, and so then he basically was forced. He hated Gojo. All right, like if you know about the spoilers in JJK, he hated Gojo, and it becomes very apparent because Gojo also just like doesn't make sense in the power scaling of JJK. Like that man is too powerful, so things had to happen, and it was some bullshit.
I am liking this tier list idea more and more because like I can see it now. Eidolon is taking JJK and putting it into like S tier, and Hubby is like, fuck that shit, no, it's F tier, and then just the two of them duking it out.
I don't think
yes.
Eidolon would put it in S tier. I think he'd put it in A tier.
I think he would put it in B. Well, mine. I think Jinx would put it in B.
I'll tell you
No,
what,
it
I'm
is
throwing
F.
in-
It's F, but only because of the mangaka and because of what the mangaka does in the manga that will get animated. I know my Pookie.
I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in on some anime.
The last arc is doo-doo. I think we need to have that. I think we need to make this happen.
I think we need to make this happen too. I need it to feed my soul.
I had to go out and find myself a copy of the UwU Hakusho PS2 video game.
Now, Demon Slayer is a gift from God. It is perfect. Uh-oh. That's gonna cause a fight between Eidolon and Zero.
And Hubby, yup.
I also went out and bought a Japanese PlayStation just so I could play the Inuyasha games that weren't released in North America.
Oh.
There's one Inuyasha game that I played on PC like 2 decades ago, and I'll never find it again.
See, it's already started. Save this energy. Save this energy.
Save it, please, hubby, please, for the love of God. I need all of you to get together to go feral, and then I promise, hubby, you can take me to the bedroom once it's all done. That is the deal.
I called
Save
it out.
the
I
energy.
said that Jinx would say it's about B tier. It's okay. It's not great, but it makes no sense. See, this is what I'm saying. I'm like,
Oh god, Eidolon's gonna be
Demon
fighting
Slayer.
for his life over Demon Slayer. I need you guys to understand, Eidolon and I met when I was in a Demon Slayer cosplay, and it was the first couples cosplay we did.
Oh, that is beautiful.
I just know my daughter. It was a mommy and me for Demon Slayer.
Aww. Yeah,
Okay,
save that
so-
energy.
I got my.
Zelo, I need you to make.
Draco's
Draco made it.
I need you to make a group chat with everybody. Get that rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Draco. It has been decided. We are going to have at some point in time, hopefully relatively soon, we are going to have a Project UwU Jump special podcast where Eidolon, Zero, my hubby, Jinx, you, and Zelo are all going to get together. You are going to make the ultimate male anime tier list, and we are going to watch you guys duke it out and become feral with one another, and it will be beautiful.
Right.
They just want to cause chaos.
Man arguments will ensue. I will happily watch those man arguments.
I will
I
too.
mean, I'm just saying, Nova and Nixie have been on the chaos roll since I joined. Like the second thing they said to me was "fuck you." I'm just saying.
And then he left. He left to go get milk. We were so scared because you had already
Look at that,
left.
we're out of milk.
It's gonna be beautiful.
So, how was the talk on the anime today?
We got sidetracked.
We're still going.
We're still going.
We're sidetracked because they got.
To be fair, we
they
all
got
kind
the
of just
boys
like
in the chat.
we all just kind of circularly agree about it. I think is the thing.
Yeah.
What it was agreed upon? I need to. I was
It generally
It's good.
it's good. It definitely just was commentary about like U.S. policy making and the genociding of a lot of different people around the world and how that's bad. Alice in Wonderland being a key theme will probably play a big part, not just for the rabbit story, but also for Dante.
We're smashing.
Dante would smash.
Yeah, we're all smashing Dante, so you better agree to that.
Draco, would you smash?
I mean,
Dante,
can't go against
specifically?
her at this point. Sure.
Can't go against her.
Because even Zelo said
I think the only thing that is not fully agreed upon is if
Dante's
Virgil's demon form is good or not.
I prefer it. I prefer the anime one.
See? I'm not alone. Even
I
though that
don't know, like the
hubby
the
will
game
never
one's
speak to me.
kinda- The game ones, he just looks so lopsided, especially his head.
I think so. The pictures were sent, as you saw in the Discord. I think that giant fucking thing on his head is stupid. I'm sorry. What is that? What is that? It looks like a plate.
Right.
Okay, do you guys just to bring us back to back to Devil May Cry? Do you guys want to hear a really cool fact? It might be pretty well known now, at least in the Capcom community and Resident Evil community overall, but that Devil May Cry started production as Resident Evil 4.
Oh, that's cool.
They give the same energy, let's be honest.
Yeah.
As I said though in my commentary, in case I missed today, Lady has a Fate on site order for the next season. I don't give a fuck
Yep.
what you
Yeah.
say.
That's
what
something else
anybody
we
says.
also agreed on. I think everybody wants her dead.
She deserves Fate on site. She saw how wrong her side was and how honestly she caused these problems.
And she doubled down.
Yeah, she doubled down. So,
I hate her.
And how she turned on Dante. Dante showed, "Bitch, I'm here to help." And what did he get for it? He got pretty much betrayed, and now he's in the custody of the U.S., which is gonna suck shit. So yeah, she 100% deserved to get faded on site.
Now,
Oh yeah,
I'm
he
wondering-
definitely felt weaker in the anime than he did in the games.
Yeah, could have done better for that, but you know.
Lurka, that's what I'm waiting for. I can't. I hope she goes down the same road that she did in the games. I really hope that they show that side of her.
What?
the
Oh,
character.
dude, she's a good character in the games.
She's good, girl. They just made her bad for now.
Nah, she a bitch. She was wrong multiple times, and
Nah, just wait. I'm
she
not
nearly-
writing her off yet.
she nearly
I know the
shot-
story that's supposed to be
She
told with her.
nearly shot that couple that helped her after finding out they were demons. She begged for help. They showed her kindness, and she almost shot him in the face.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. She don't deserve shit. She don't deserve shit. I prayed and I laughed. I laughed when her pathetic ass team got fucking wiped. Imagine talking all that shit about the other demon, the guns they hired, only to only to do worse than them.
Well, then you get the backstory of how much wiping they do, but to be fair, they never. I don't think they ever went against actual demons who fight like that. Not really.
Yeah, that's
at
it.
least in the
They
anime.
had an ego for KD boosting, and they got exposed.
Yeah.
They were exposed, showed they weren't shit. So I don't know. I say it best. They ain't shit.
All right, I will say, as far as like again, I haven't played the video games, but as far as a game adaptation goes to a different format, can we agree it was good? Because that's the thing.
Yes.
Because there's so many game adaptations into whether it's a TV show or movie out there. I'm looking at you, Borderlands, that are so fucking bad. So it is nice to get something that I think you can tell was genuinely made by fans of Devil May Cry.
Yeah, whoever the fuck was the show writers, they probably did it to pander to some big ass executive. But even then, I didn't care. They did it justice. Kind of wish they did the whole him getting the demonic weapons, but I understand that they rushed it.
I mean, we're getting a season 2. Just be glad of that.
Yeah, I don't think it's rushed.
Now, the question is, will we get a season 3 if season 2 ends on another cliffhanger because Netflix is notorious for canceling things? I don't know, but we are guaranteed, I think, a season 2.
If Netflix cancels, I doubt it.
No, I'm saying, like, not regardless of Netflix canceling. I'm saying, is there a possibility for a season 3 knowing that Netflix is prone to canceling even their most wildly popular shows?
No.
You think it's just going to be a 2-season?
Depends on, because considering this was 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Unless if they actually realize how popular it is, and decide to bump it up to 12, almost, or a 24 episode thing, they can probably knock out whatever extra story they want to tell. Because I don't know what's the goal? We're gonna fucking fight the government?
I mean, eventually, probably.
Why not?
We're gonna fight Usa.
Not Usa.
The tone felt very off to me. It was very grim, where the games tend to be pretty lighthearted. Yeah, I'd say
Devil May
this.
Cry 2? That bitch.
So, going back to Nixie's question, is it a good game adaptation? Yes, I enjoyed it as a fan of the games. I am very much a fan of this anime. I will be watching season 2. If you're looking for something closer to the games, I would say watch the original animated series.
With what time? I can barely watch our animes of the week.
In this
Yeah.
economy?
Shit.
Fun.
This entire time we've been talking, I've been working on the fan fictions.
Fun time.
How's it
fun
going,
time.
Nixie? How is it going?
We're about a little over half a page on the dirty one.
I'm kind of wondering what they're gonna do with the Dante Virgil stuff. I feel obviously they're gonna something's gonna happen to cause the rivalry, but I'm wondering what is gonna be the deciding factor.
Between Dante and Virgil,
Yeah.
there was already a rivalry from when they were kids. They competed with each other for things.
Yeah.
And now I said this earlier because it's kind of important to the story, and season 2 might cover it, but just in case they don't. So hubby was talking about how he didn't like the devil trigger for Virgil earlier, and posed the question if I liked it, and I said yes. And the reason I like it is because it's not his devil trigger. He is the character Nello Angelo, who is that's Virgil under the control of a big
Mundus.
bad from the game, Mundus, the King of Hell. So I'd say their paths are going to cross for that reason, but it was shown in flashbacks and stuff that they had that roughhousing, competitive nature between each other when they were kids as well.
Boys just
so
being boys, fighting for mommy's affection.
yeah, but that rivalry is already there. But with the big bad being in control of Virgil right now, there's where your conflict is probably going to start.
Right.
Do you guys think that they're going to introduce Nero? I hope they do.
That would need multiple seasons down the line.
Well,
And big
they're
ass skits.
very gray right now because Cavalier Angelo, who was the big dude with the sword, the way the timelines are working in this anime so far is like he appears in the prequel Devil May Cry 3. Or no, he appears in Devil May Cry 5. And Dante meets Lady, or Mary in the anime, whatever you want to call her.
That bitch.
Call her
in Devil May Cry 3, which is a prequel. Well, Cavalier Angelo and him meeting Mary are coinciding in this anime, so there's a very gray line on timelines right now. They're kind of feels to me like reaching into a hat and pulling out enemies to have in the anime right now. But yeah, so I'd say try not to base so much on when it happens in the games, because
it's clear
they have shown that they're going to blur timelines with this.
Yeah.
If Dante is a teen in this anime, as I believe he is in this, Nero shouldn't be born yet or very young. Says hubby.
Do we know how long he was frozen for?
Ooh.
Dante.
He's frozen at the end of the
No,
anime.
because he's still frozen at the end of the anime.
Oh
No,
yay!
but like,
hello,
is that lore
Katsune,
accurate?
Thank you for the follow.
Yay! Like, is it lore accurate about him being frozen? And if so, do we know a time frame of how many years go by before he's unused or unfrozen, or the factory breaks or something like that?
Oh shit.
No.
Okay.
Guys, we're at 99 followers.
99. What are we doing? We are talking about Dante and Devil May Cry and other aspects of stuff.
I don't know. I enjoyed it though. I don't know. A lot of people were bitching about this, and I was kind of like, eh.
Yeah. So the company that captured Dante isn't even a part of the games, Des.
You said what?
That's what I was saying. They created their own thing for the anime.
Yeah, Darcom, the company that Lady works for, the one that the vice president oversees. It's not a company in the games. They made it for this anime. Its only appearances in this anime.
You know, the amount of times you kept saying Darcom, and I forgot the name of their company. I was like, who's Darcom?
Yeah. So their real name is Dark Realm Command. But they go dark. They go by their name Dark Realm.
Acronym. Yeah, that's the acronym. But I don't know. I liked. Was it Enzo, our favorite scumbag?
Yes.
I liked him. He was hilarious.
That was our major comedy relief.
That was our favorite scumbag.
You didn't have to kill him.
Right.
You
So
could have
mad.
left him alive, but
It was to hurt our feelings. They let people like to do that, make us attached to
It's-
somebody that we don't suspect really, but then at the same time you're like, my big
one,
boy.
I think it's that I think it's a loss that Dante's gonna feel. So it's it's gonna play into his character going into season 2. Another reason is there's no I'm trying to remember. There's no ties to Dante now. Like Enzo was the last tie to Dante. So now Darkholm doesn't have anyone to worry about. Nobody's gonna be looking for.
The issue is now.
And I don't know if that's why the creators of this anime decided to kill him, or if it was just one of those characters that, hey, we don't know what to do with this character, so he's gonna die now because it's more of an impact to have him die than maybe write him into a corner where we can't do anything with him. It could be one of those scenarios. But yeah, one of those two things is probably playing into why he died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess. Still.
At least they didn't give us a sad backstory for him and then take him away from us,
Yeah, he wasn't that deep.
What else though?
It was good anime.
It was
Yeah, I
very
enjoyed
good
it,
anime.
though.
I enjoyed it. I went up to my uncle's house and we were doing a horror game weekend. We were just playing horror games. Took Friday off work, went up there after my dad's first chemo treatment and all that, and we was just chilling the whole weekend. And we sit down to eat lunch, and we watch. He's like, "I'm gonna show you the first episode since you haven't seen it yet." We watched the whole series sitting there.
You just binge time. When a show is good, there is never just one episode. It's
the one thing near the end I gotta say though, I was like, how the fuck did they just they went from their special demon ops not being able to handle demons, some demons here, to then we're taking over the fucking demon world. I'm like, it could have made it seem like it was more difficult, but you know what, whatever.
Wait, I thought Virgil was the uncle.
No, it's his brother.
No.
Well, Virgil's
His
brother.
his twin, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Nero.
No,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure, isn't Virgil Nero's dad?
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't you guys
I
explain
know.
this to me before, where Virgil is Nero's
So it's his
dad, and
nephew?
then
So
Nero
nephew.
is Dante's nephew?
Dante is the uncle.
Yeah,
Dante is the uncle. Okay. Oh,
Dante is
right.
the uncle.
which makes Virgil the sperm donor.
No, that's right. Because I was remembering a conversation that hubby had, and I was misremembering it. But now I remember it better.
Wait a
We got the
minute.
men in chat going over
Wait.
immediately.
Hold on. If they needed the blood of all of the descendants of fucking what's his face, the Sparta, then wouldn't they have needed Nero's blood too?
No, Nero isn't born at this rate.
No,
they
yeah,
just
Nero-
needed.
They just
They
said
just-
he would be 10.
like
Nero
about
would have been
10.
10.
The sons.
The
I believe it was
sons.
the sons of Sparta.
They probably mean like
They
immediate descendants.
said the blood of Sparta. They did not say the sons. They
No,
always
they
said
needed
the
the-
blood.
The rabbit was. I'm pretty sure he did say he needed the sons of Sparta.
He said descendants.
He said descendants, which
He
implies
said
all
the word
descendants.
descendants.
And Nero
And
would
as
be a
Hubby
descendant.
Stated, Dante
Nero
is
isn't
18
great.
years older than Nero and is 28 in the anime, so Nero is 10
But
in
Nero
the current.
wouldn't be-
So they would have needed Nero's blood.
No, and even then, he's not a
He's-
direct.
A descendant is a
They're probably
descendant.
thinking
What do you mean he's not a direct descendant?
He is
No,
most
no.
certainly a
First,
direct
I feel like
guys, listen.
the
I think
issue
we're
is
talking about first
Dante
descendants
and-
and second descendants, and therefore and
Dante,
then
yeah,
on.
because Dante and Nero are already not Dante and Nero. Dante and
They
Virgil
straight from the
already
testicles.
have demon. So unless Virgil decided, did they ever explain who the fuck Nero's mom is or no, Zillow? He just popped up.
No,
right?
she is unknown mother.
I assume it's with another human. At that point, I don't think his blood would even affect it all that much.
About 25%, 50.
For
About
what
25.
this anime was going for, it's very clear they're just working with the with Dante and Virgil so far.
So then they shouldn't have fucked up the wording.
Yeah, they should have been better with the wording.
Because at this point they only assume it's Dante and Virgil.
Well, you know what they say about people who assume? They make an ass out of you and me.
That the issue is we're also assuming by trying to add Nero into the story. He could probably just not be a character that gets added at all.
But that would be stupid.
No, it
What do
wouldn't
you
because
mean?
it's clearly the anime is clearly not a direct connection to the game. It's using some plots and some characters, yes, but there is still it's very clearly its own thing. Like you get mad all you want, Nova. It's the anime is slightly.
What are you on about? It's literally just.
Oh shit!
Oh shit, Hubby's taking the mic! Triggered!
It's
Like,
just
we are
a
not-
prequel.
Hubby's
Yeah.
tilted!
That's the only way it's not related to the game is that it's a prequel.
Nah, cause he killed the air and fire dudes, and they were boss battles in like the second game, wasn't it? Like
Yeah,
he
they were in
confirmed
the
those-
early games, and then Cavalier Angelo wasn't a character in Devil May Cry, yet he appears in character until Devil May Cry 5, and he was a character in this anime.
That plant bitch
Okay.
was also the plant bitch also isn't introduced until like the third game, where Nero is also introduced.
Well, the
But-
third game's a prequel. You can't say that. The third game is
No,
a prequel.
Is it the
where
fourth game
they
then? Is it the
and
fourth
the
game?
fire.
No, because isn't it the fourth game then? Third or fourth? Zelo. I think it's fourth, because that's when Nero gets introduced. Because Nero beats
I
her
don't know, my
first,
timelines
then
are
when
running together now.
because Nero first meets Dante in I think it is the fourth game. I forget how many Devil May Cries there are.
It would be one of the later games. I think Nero
it's
made
the
his
fourth.
first. I thought he made his first appearance in Devil May Cry 5.
No,
Hold
it's
on.
the fourth. It's the fourth.
I'm
is the fourth.
consulting the wiki.
Because we run through, we basically play the same area twice, but we start with
Yes,
Nero.
okay,
till-
Nero
Or
makes his
was
first
Nero's
appearance in Devil May-
game?
What?
Devil May Cry 4 was Nero, and then he was also in Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah. The plant one was pretty much in the fourth game as well, so we're kind of all over the place.
Yes. Going off the bosses they use and everything, they are kind of all over the place timeline wise.
That's why I'm saying Nero might not even make it into this fucking anime at this rate.
Because they for sure killed Plant Girl.
Yeah, they killed Plant Girl. They killed at least they confirmed the kill on both of the Wind and Fire Bros.
Mm-hmm.
And they I don't know if that dude that got cut down via the portal closing on him was a main boss or an anime only.
Agni and Rudra.
Yeah, those guys they got fucking they were in the second game, I believe. 'Cause I remember Dante gets
No,
those
they
weapons.
were in Dante's Awakening, which is DMC 3.
Okay, was it 3?
So they were in the prequel. So that is okay. If you're doing a prequel series, yes, it was okay to have them.
Hubby says, okay, but if Nero does end up existing as he should, he's still a plot hole.
Yeah, because
And like, I'm sorry, but if they included Lady, who, might I add, is a minor character to the whole franchise,
nah.
but they don't add Nero, who is Virgil's son, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be real fucking mad.
It's the fact that Lady comes in earlier than Nero, though. And she's always tied to Dante one way or the other.
It's not always her, though. In every game,
Dante's
yes,
side
Dante
bitch.
has a side bitch, but it's never the same side bitch. She shows up for one game.
It rotates.
No,
She's in the 5th one as well.
Oh, well.
She's in 3. She's
The
in 3,
final
which is
bit
her first
now.
game. His main bitch is Trish,
Stratus?
who we haven't
That's
seen
crazy.
yet.
I'm kidding.
And
No,
Trish ain't
not
even
Travis.
here, so you know what? Nero
Trish
might
ain't
not
here yet.
show up.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like
clear
you don't know where they're gonna go with this, but
they're
it's
clearly
also
rearranging how things are doing
because
because
where
this
they're
is
at
an
where they're at right
entirely
now. Okay,
different storyline.
Where we're at
Virgil
right now.
has Nero under Mundus's control. Right now, we're at the point where Virgil was introduced in his Nello Angelo form, meaning he is under Mundus's control. We could not even we could see the birth of Nero in this anime. We don't know that he's born yet. It's where they want to take it. If he is, then yes, it is a plot hole. They would need his blood. He is the grandchild of Sparta. They would need his blood. It is a major plot hole if they go that route. If they show his birth, then he was not around when they needed the blood. It was only the 2 direct descendants that existed at that point.
Studio Mir, explain.
Yes, it's
We need explanation.
funky no matter how you look at it. If we see the birth of Nero, then it's not a plot hole that they didn't need his blood. Because he was not in existence. He was not a descendant of Sparta at that point. Because he did not exist.
He was still swimming around in his daddy's balls.
Wait, quick. So, all right. So this
No reaction.
this is a new loophole question because I'm speaking of jizz.
Okay. Lord.
That's a whole other.
Okay,
area,
I
like,
know.
right?
I know they specify blood, right? But like theoretically could jizz work for like opening the sword? No, it has to be
it
blood.
they made it very clear blood. Like,
Boo!
Did they make it clearer blood, or did they say
Yes, it was
like
the
they
blood
DNA?
was part of
They
his
said
descendant.
blood multiple times.
The blood
Okay,
of his
okay.
It said
descendants.
blood. It was strictly blood.
Question, then? What if Nero was in his mother's belly during that time frame? Would they need
Oh
his
my
blood
god.
then?
Oh shit! Because that
Will you
so
stop
that's
putting hypotheticals in this?
no. This is a great question because technically the blood of a baby in womb is technically more so mother's blood than like father's blood in a way, like genetically. But also
Yes
like
and-
it
yes
is
and no,
still
because, like, they do have
somewhat.
different blood types.
Yeah. Oh
I
man.
guess we sticking a needle in there and getting some fetal blood. I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
You know damn well this show that baby went out to life.
How do you want me to answer that? It's a hypothetical question that we haven't. There's no answer to. We don't
The only
know
answer would
what's
be they
up
would
with
probably-
Nero
Studio
right now.
Mir,
We
hire
don't
us.
know
We'll
if his
fix your
mother's
plot
pregnant with him.
holes.
We don't know if he's even.
If he's
He's
gonna
even
be
going to
in the
exist.
storyline. That or
Like,
they could
all of
easily,
these are hypotheticals. I can't answer hypothetical questions because I don't know where the studio is going to go with this.
yeah, they
But
can easily.
I know a guy,
we
BRB.
need the
Huh?
answers.
They
Wait.
can easily push back when he joins the story. Like it's not not a perfect solution, but they can easily just push him out of the story till they decide to bring him in.
And they
pray
shouldn't
that
do that.
forgot about
If
the
you are
whole
going-
descendants
okay.
blood thing.
Let's
But
take
again,
away.
this isn't a one-to-one on the games because we clearly
Yes.
have characters that are already here, or their stories have been rewritten in a sense to introduce them for this anime only. This anime, like the remake, they each have their own little storylines going on.
Like, think about it this way, and Mundus could bring him back. I don't know. Again, create your hypotheticals. But
Treat my hypotheticals.
at this point, Cavalier Angelo is a boss in what would be the timeline for Devil May Cry 5. He is already dead, and we haven't even reached a timeline for what would be DMC 1, because Trish is nowhere to be seen yet. So we are still before Dante meets Trish.
Well, then, if that's
Correct.
the case, they could easily just make Nero not Virgil's son if they're rewriting certain aspects.
Yeah,
No,
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 if
no,
you're
no,
gonna
no,
do
no.
Nero,
He
he has to be
needs
Virgil's son.
Virgil's son.
Yes,
not if they just don't use
That
his
is a
original.
must.
That is not even an option for them. I would
That's
rather
frustrating.
them not have the character than rewrite that character. That character has to be Virgil's son.
That's
He's
right,
too
who
important to
knows?
the story to change him that dramatically.
At this point, Zelo, I'm not going to be shocked if they fucking make it where Mundus creates Nero himself from fucking Virgil's
Dude,
blood.
I said it earlier. I said I am because hubby originally like the whole timeline thing and talking about Nello Angelo was started because hubby asked me if I liked the Devil Trigger that they showed Virgil in, which was just his Nello Angelo form. But he asked me that question, and I said I'm trying to control my emotions on this because Netflix has a habit, because they do full season drops, to rush production. And they could easily screw this up. And I will not watch season 2 if they even consider rewriting Nero so he is not a direct descendant of Virgil.
Netflix
If he's
already
not
did.
Virgil's son,
Listen up.
like that is too important to Devil May Cry. You either don't go that far in the story and you end it before it gets there, or you write him the way he has to be.
That's probably what they're just gonna have to do, unless eventually someone wants to make a fucking anime based on Nero. And even then, it's gonna be its own thing, unless it's the same animation studio and writers.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of just, it can happen, it may not.
But hypothetically speaking, I'm joking. I don't have a hypothetical. I wish I did, because that string there was fucking great.
This is like
I kind of just in the camp that they only really needed Dante and Virgil because they're the immediate like descendants of Sparta, and that's it. Like that, it would make more sense if it was just them that they were more focused on.
yeah,
Yes.
but like
The problem is if they
Nero
start to
exists.
tell those stories. Yes, if they start to tell those stories and it gets to a point where Nero has to exist, they need to have Nero exist. And he needs to be Virgil's son.
Virgil has to jizz. That's what we're getting down to, all right? That man has to let his seed free in the world with some mystery woman.
I do just want to state something that hubby said earlier in chat. Hubby said, I just realized Virgil conceived Nero while under Mundus's control, and that feels icky.
I agreed with him when I read that.
Yeah.
It was during one of our. It was during
Mundus
a
was 100% in the
spot where we were all
seat.
talking over each other.
So what I'm hearing was a gangbang.
No,
No.
Mundus was playing puppeteer with Virgil's body.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily puppeteer, but he is in control of Nero right now. Like he controls his will.
It's non-consensual.
I bet this would be funny right now.
Des, this is where we throw on the tag in fanfic called non-consensual / dubious consent, where it is questionable if Nero would have done the sexy times with anybody had he not been under Virgil. If Virgil would have done the sexy times without being mind controlled.
Yes.
Apologies, I didn't mean to mix the names up.
Oh, good. We've all been mixing up names.
And I
this is also the most.
It is very much. Mundus could have forced him through control to do that in order for him to have a direct descendant of Sparta in his control, creating two. Basically, masterclass demons, or half demons at this point. Or he'd be a quarter. I don't know. Depends on who he got.
He'd be like me. I'm a quarter black. He's a quarter demon. It's fine.
Yeah, if Nero was conceived by a human, it would make him a quarter demon, and if it was a full demon and Virgil, I think that still equates to half.
like
No,
Inuyasha and his daughter. All right, it's like that.
Wait, question. Are there other half demons out there in the world besides Virgil and Dante?
Not that we know of.
But like there's no
Uh,
reason to
Yeah,
believe that
hypothetically.
his mother is one or
So,
the other, right? Like it's
if
it's possible she could be a half demon, just maybe
No,
not
I'm
like a
pretty
strong
sure
one.
who,
they-
Nero's mother?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
Nero's. Or
Dante's
Virgil.
mother?
It's Nero's
No,
mother.
Nero's.
No,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay,
Nero's mama.
Dante and Bert. Okay, Nero's mama. We don't know. We don't know who she is. She is just an unknown. She is the person to give birth to his son.
Right.
Dante and Virgil's mother was
Which
a human.
was full human. I know, but I'm saying
hypothetically-
hypothetically, could there be another like half demon out there besides
Well,
them? Like
okay.
not
Well,
necessarily
that's what
like
I was- that's
a
what I was
high
gonna- I was gonna
power
answer
one.
with this.
Question.
So,
Mhm.
so there's a character Trish. She's in the first game.
Mhm.
She's a major character. I don't want to spoil too much, but she is a creation of Mundus, who is saved by Dante. I don't know what that makes her. I think she's still considered a demon, in game universe, because technically she is a
Uh-huh.
creation of a demon.
But
But
I have a
she
question.
has a human form. Let me look real quick.
Wait. We're questioning Nero's like authenticity to demonhood, right? How much
don't-
percentage is he actually demon? But my
Yeah.
question is, does he have powers, or is
Nero,
he just like
yes.
mostly human?
No, he has powers though. His are.
As hubby said, most of his abilities and features are directly tied to his father, and their familial relationship is the main reason Dante takes Nero under his wing.
Yeah.
Okay. So this means that it works. He works. So there's
So
a high
Nero
chance that
does
his
have
mother
a devil
might have.
trigger.
Yes, he does.
So then, and is he as strong as his father and uncle?
Pretty sure by the 5th game he is.
Yes.
So
In
then
his
it's easy
in
to
his
assume
debut,
it's-
he was not.
so
His
it
demon
can be
powers
easy
are
to assume
stronger
mother
than
might
his
have been
father and
demon.
his uncle.
It
He's
can be
basically
assumed
getting that gold.
his
Okay,
mother
never
might have been
mind.
demon. It could be assumed his mother was demon, guys. If he's just as strong as his parents and the blood wasn't as tainted. It's like
Who
it's
knows?
like it's like a
'Cause they never
Gohan. Like
decided to
Gohan
give us
is
that.
weaker. He was strong until they rewrote him halfway through. But that's neither here nor there.
They did my boy Gohan dirty.
They sure did. He had potential at the brisk age of 12.
He peaked.
Okay, to answer the question, in Devil May Cry, there are only two known Nephilim or half demons, and that is Dante and Virgil. He is the sons of Sparta, or they are the sons of Sparta. They are the only two known half demons. My bad. Trish is a full demon. She is a creation of Mundus, who just takes on a human form and works with them.
So what about Nero? Does that also mean that Nero is a full demon?
Nero's
If
like
he's not
75% demon.
If he's not
He's
considered a
25.
half demon, if he's not
No,
considered
he's
a
more than
Nephilim.
25. He's more than 25. Because
No.
Well, that's on the assumption his mother
he was
is.
conceived in hell. If we're under the assumption his mother was a demon, also, then he's now 75% demon and only 25% human, given his father is 50% human.
I will say, not to be that like rules lawyer, but you said known. There's only two known half demons in the Devil May Cry universe. There is
Yeah,
nothing saying that his mother is an unknown half demon. So fuck
Most
you.
of
I'm
the-
gonna believe Nero's mother is a half demon, and we just don't get to know about her.
The issue is because if we're going via the game's logic, only Sparta is the only one to ever really go against the grain of the demon nature in game, like in the games. So
Yeah, but
he
we've
is, unlike in the anime where we see there are more innocents and all this and that. Now in the games, demons are assholes. Everybody but Sparta seemingly just ditch. They don't. They
Okay.
like to cause trouble.
no, that's fair if you're going off of the game's logic. I'm
And
saying
they
though,
kill without discrimination.
from the anime logic, there's nothing saying that they can't retcon the game's like story
That's
a little bit
it's
and
not
make
even a retcon,
Nero's
it's just
mom a
creating-
half demon.
It's just creating their own thing now because they're gonna have to touch on a topic that the
All right,
game
then
that
I'm
the games have never touched. Which the games, the games are the main like source, right? I know there's been some mangas and other animes, but the games
I would
are
imagine the
mainly
Yeah.
games are the main
the
source
core
material.
source. Yeah, it's like the main
Mhm.
where we
So
get most of
according
our
to the
info.
actual wiki,
Mhm.
Nero, like I said, the only two known half demons are Dante and Virgil, but Nero would be, if it was a human mother, it would be less than half, so he wouldn't be a Nephilim. But
It'd be
if it was a
25%.
demon, I don't know how the genetics would work out. It might still fall less than 50, so he wouldn't be 50-50.
But it would be
Hubby-
more. It,
Hubby is saying that his mother is most likely a demon, considering that Nero was conceived in hell.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm just like, I went to the actual wiki and there's no confirmation that he's half demon. I know he has demonic powers, or he has a demonic power at least.
I wonder what kind of demon he got, because he got that cool arm for a while before his dad
Well,
ripped it from him.
that's yeah.
Mm.
So that's the thing, is that I went to a couple
So wait,
Couple-
Look at
Hubby,
Nero.
Hubby is taking the mic again. Just give him a second.
Bear with him.
all right.
I'm
Might as
lagging
well have
behind
him in
because
the
I'm
call.
watching the chat, so I apologize if you already covered this. But actually, the most likely thing is that Nero's mom is a human, because we know that Nero ended up being dropped off at the human church where he was raised as an orphan. So why would his demon mother go and drop him off at the human church instead of, just raising him as a demon?
Now Jinx
Oh,
is
he does have angelic.
Jinx is
God,
making
but
a
it's
good
alive.
argument if he has angel. So like now, okay, so
No,
here
he said he's not arguing that if he has it, his how he's typed it out is that Nero has angelic.
No, I know. Let me finish my thought. I'm saying Jinx is making a good point in that, like, assuming in this anime, because what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to make a prediction on what's going to be in the future. I'm not saying yes or no, like this is my conspiracy theory, but like it demons as far as like biblical foundation story wise are just fallen angels. Could then there not be a half angel, half human? Could there that like
Probably.
there's so many fucking things that they could do with
It goes
Nero's
back to the
mom,
Nephilim talk.
and it is just a blank page. Nero's mom is a blank page, and I think this anime will do something with that. I would be very surprised if they didn't.
The anime can do whatever they want, because she's a blank page.
Yeah.
The
So-
only thing they can't touch is the fact that Nero is Virgil's kid.
Wait.
Now, obviously, we're gonna sit here and they could either not even add a mom and just be like, fuck it. Nero was created with some of Virgil's blood and Mundus's powers, which could add on to why he could be stronger than both Dante and Virgil.
So-
but there's-
Wait,
there's just
is
no-
there angels? Is there angels? Because this is what I'm hearing now, that there's angels. I
would
mean,
have
which
to
makes
assume
sense. There's
so.
demons. So, and if Virgil, Jesus Christ, Nero has angelic abilities, then that would say that his mother must be some part angel. Or am I wrong?
Yes, if he has angelic abilities, it would mean it was probably an angel, or in some sense related to angels, if not a full angel.
I didn't know
However,
this was half. So now it becomes more toxic.
Nero is on the wiki confirmed quarter demon, so he would not be a Nephilim. He's not half demon.
So he's a quarter
That
demon.
being said, again, this is where we're getting
It
into
runs it back to
hypotheticals,
quarter
where
demon again.
he may have angelic powers, but I'm not deep diving into that without knowing who his mother is.
Wait, but aren't Nephilims also like Nephilims are, yes, like you just said, half demons, but there's also half angels, which are also Nephilim.
Nephilim
Yeah, I don't
are the
think we've
group
ever
of beings
seen
or
angels
individuals
either.
described in Hebrew Bible, the Old Testaments, as giants or mighty men of great strength and size,
Nero's former occupation too was a holy knight.
sons of God and the daughters
See?
of man.
See?
Okay, so a Nephilim is described as the sons of God and the daughters of man. So specifically, like half
He's a hybrid.
half
Sorry.
godly entity, half human. Specifically born, I think, from a human mother.
Nephilims are half angel, half demon, half human. Any combination of those three.
But specifically, the father has to be a
Something.
something, and the mother has to be a human.
Yup.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. I mean, it could be interesting because I do not see a full angel, right, happening as his mother, but I could see a half angel. So 2 Nephilims from opposite sides create their own fucked up version of a Nephilim.
And honestly,
Okay.
that would make the math.
That would make the math.
This
Where
is
he's still
coming-
half human, but
this is
25
coming from the
demon,
developers.
25 angel.
Developer.
This is
Sit.
coming from the developers. According to the Devil May Cry developers' official stance, there are no angels in the series mythology, only humans and demons.
Okay.
So how the
Jinx, you
fuck
were
do we
wrong.
get angelic powers?
Jinx, you were incorrect.
Nero's heritage, this, I don't know if it comes strictly from the developers, but Nero is the son of Virgil, Dante's brother, and an unnamed human woman, making him a human-demon hybrid, quarter demon.
No. This
Angelic appearance. Nero's devil trigger, especially Devil May Cry 5, has an angelic appearance with spectral arm wings. However, this is likely due to his strong sense of justice and desire to protect those he cares about, which influences his demonic form. His connection is part of his bloodline and yielding the Yamato, which manifests in a unique devil trigger. Those are the 2 reasons that he has an angelic appearance.
Jinx is saying the game makes 0 sense now because he's seeing angels in the game.
Nah,
According
you've
to the
seen
developers, there are no angels
demons
in this
that
game.
look like angels.
Yes. According to the developers,
Look like
there
an
are
angel, just
demons
crazy. Oh, no.
in this game who have a strong sense of justice and a will to protect others, and it makes them take on an angelic appearance. They are not angels themselves, they just have an angelic appearance because they have a strong moral justice.
There you go.
Okay. I can see it.
Okay.
So that's why he has an angelic appearance, is because when he finally triggers his devil trigger in DMC 5, it is...
Yeah, they're fallen angels. They're angels in hell. They're fallen angels.
Maybe
they're no longer
actual, maybe
we're
in
using
actual
real
mythos for real world, but they might have a different background in terms of the games, because I don't know. I'm just going off what the developer said. You got an issue, take it up with them. But from the developers, there are no
they don't
angels
have
in them.
they don't have to copy paste what we've created as the lore for angels and demons. They can pick what they wanted. It's their story at this rate.
This is true.
If there's no angels in there, there's no
Yes,
fucking
they call an
angels.
angel would be a demon.
Yeah. Hey now. Now we're getting personal.
No, Jinx, you just think you should be the one writing everything, and you feel like it's your opinion that's correct at all times, even though you've given us some shit opinions on this. Like,
Is this why I mind my law business?
like they can write what the fuck they want at this rate. There's been more than Devil May Cry where they rewrite how things have spawned into the world before.
Technically, they are their own god. The tippy tappy in the background has gone more aggressive. I just want to let you know that.
Sorry. Or are you talking about
that's you.
Jinx's tippy tappies?
Oh, definitely Jinx.
Definitely Jinx.
Okay.
Des, I don't know if you saw what
here's
I've
an
been tippy
explanation.
tapping.
No.
Here's
I
an
can't hear you.
explanation of why there's no angels in Devil May Cry.
Go for it.
So, it's a cultural thing. So here in America, we grew up with this Christian belief: heaven,
Right.
hell.
I mean,
They are two combating forces. However, in Eastern culture, it's more described as human world versus spirit world.
Yeah, this is true.
So, so looking at it that way, they're just being demons simplifies it down.
Yeah.
And then you have the high justice, high moral demons who have this angelic appearance to kind of fit into the the angel side of things, but there are no angels.
I mean,
Hubby,
Jinx,
Hubby, we are not throwing hands. Put them gloves away. Put them
Jinx,
away.
in
Jinx did say
storyline,
you
we've
might as
had
well
demons
rewrite
that
and
have
put
been
Nero in a
created in a
tube.
tube, so it's not impossible for them to do that with Nero. Like, that's why we're saying it could be a thing where Mundus creates Nero with Virgil's
Draco.
blood and magic.
Draco, there's a chance you might catch hands too, because Hubby double down.
I don't give a
They
shit.
can't.
He doesn't like being wrong. He shouldn't be typing stupid shit. That's why we're saying, like,
Shit.
we've got the lore directly from the game, and even the directors are telling us why there's no angels, and he's being mad that we're not using the real world story, like the real world lore of angels and demons, in a game that's created its own thing and has set the boundaries of what their story is about.
I love when we get into
Like,
arguments
he
here.
can be mad all he wants, but he's the one that's wrong here.
Don't mind me lighting the chat on fire.
If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense because we are
Well, this is
using the
what
real
you
world
and,
real
and
world
Nova were hoping
real
for,
world
Nikki. Is it
storyline.
everything you hoped it would be?
But
Mind
they
you,
they
they're not
created their
even
own thing.
writing a tier list.
Not yet. They're not even in here yet. But this is
And
everything.
We
the
those-
agree
tier
more.
list?
We agree more
Those
on
are
individual
nice shit on the
characters,
wanted.
but like some of the storyline shit that Jinx says, kind of it's just confusing. It's more of he puts himself as a writer, using things that are not a part of the already established storyline, and then tries to rewrite it to fit his narrative. So, and when
Slime
we
goes
call it out,
100%
he gets
done.
mad about it.
Which means we're all
you're
wrong.
Hey, man. Ooh, Draco, Jinx be calling you simple.
Oh no.
Jinx,
All
I'm
right.
not simple.
He
You're
said
just-
you got no nipples.
Jinx wants to be over.
What?
Jinx wants to turn a
Get it
square into a
running down
circle,
your back.
even though we were already given we already know what the storyline
Guys,
and what the Devil May Cry rules are. He just
Guys-
wants to rewrite them to fit his own fucking narrative.
we have to leave Draco's nipples alone. I just wrote about them in this fanfic. They need to be there. Okay?
I am working with
Okay.
what the info we actually have been given by the people that have created the in-world story. He wants to rewrite that because it doesn't fit his fucking ideas of what he wants to talk about. I'm
now you
using
can
what we
see that's why
have,
we're
and
saying
he's the one that's rewriting. He's trying to rewrite everything to fit how he wants to see it. If that makes me simple, then cool. I'm simple for following what I'm working with.
But what if he wasn't even calling you simple and was calling the dev simp?
He said it in chat, Des. You're wrong because as the simple does. Simple is
What if-
simple does. It's not simple to work with what's already established and not trying to forcefully rewrite
First of all, look
what
at
the developers
the
have talked
tower
with us
is a
about.
giant circle made of squares, so in conclusion, all the squares make a circle. Damn. He's not wrong.
What?
I don't understand what
okay,
that is.
So in Dragon Ball Z,
Oh, never
there-
mind. Okay, we're bringing up Dragon Ball Z, which is fucking bullshit. All right, it's over.
All right,
We're
when are we
done.
watching next week.
And we've been talking
we're
for
gonna
2
watch
hours.
Solo Leveling.
Solo leveling.
We're
Okay,
watching
both
Solo Leveling.
seasons. Yes.
Solo leveling.
Guys,
Try
I've
to
already
watch
read
it.
it. I'm not gonna be impressed.
Are we? We're
That's
watching
fine.
both seasons though. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause
Yes,
they're each
yes.
12 episodes, right?
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Ah,
Yes.
fuck. Wait, I already watched it, so I'm just gonna be rewatching it.
That sounds
Oh,
good.
same. It's
Just
gonna be
refreshing
beautiful.
your brain cells. Yeah.
I'm gonna reread it actually.
No, don't do that.
Congrats. everyone.
Congrats on watching something good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start the raid back to myself. So when you guys chat, when you get there,
Yeah.
I won't be live, but I will after like 2 minutes because I'll have to log back into OBS.
So nobody changes the channel.
Stay.
Stay.
In the solo level.
Hey. Be good little UwU kiddos and stay where you're seated. Nixie, how much longer do you have for your donathon?
2 hours if nobody else donates, but remember I'm matching all donations today again. So even if you put $1 in, that's 5 minutes, and it'll actually be 10 minutes because I'll have to put $1 in myself. We're doing the thing.
Dodo birds have nipples?
Dodo birds are extinct.
But they had nipples.
Did they have
They
nipples?
had nipples. I don't know.
Are we sure about that? Because they're birds. Birds
There
don't
we
have
go, we're on
nipples.
the next one.
They have cloacas, which is a singular hole to piss and shit out of.
Cloaca.
but no nipples. Because they're birds.
The short answer is no, birds do not have nipples. I googled it, just to make sure.
Anyways, I'm gonna
But
do
not
marbles
just
on
any
stream.
birds, dodo birds.
I googled dodo birds specifically.
Oh my god. Look at what we've become. We were a somewhat respectable VTuber group before.
The fuck do you mean? We've talked about
No, we weren't.
About One Piece character wieners before. When were we
Episode
respectable?
one.
Yeah,
The
we
second
talked
anime
about
we
it.
covered was an anime that literally.
Come on. Alright. You're right.
When have we been respectable?
I
We're
said
fucking not
somewhat.
respectable.
I said somewhat
It's a
respectable.
A platypus is a weird miscalculation of random
God.
animal parts. Fucking thing
They're
glows in the dark.
rated.
Goddamn platypuses are confusing as is.
They said let's make a beaver with claws and a beak.
It also apparently
The
they
raid
also
has
have
gone
poison.
up, guys.
They also have
They are.
poison
They are.
and
No, they are toxic.
they're toxic and they glow in the dark or some shit like that.
Alright.
I